you get it down? That's like basically how I see this chick.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
Okay, I think we're ready to review this video. This video is entitled OnlyFans Ruined My Life. I gave it a watch like about a month ago. Thought it was absolutely dog shit and super stupid, so I thought I would react to it live now that I've forgotten everything that it says here on stream, and of course if you're watching this later on YouTube. So let's go ahead and give it a shot.
This video is going to be short and sweet because I don't want to talk about this subject for like too long. In my last video, I ranted about the truth towards making an OnlyFans. I watched that video.
Her cuts are awful.
Multiple times through it. Like, I'm still gonna upload it. I didn't really explain in that video why I felt the need to fall back on OnlyFans and recreate an account. That whole video was a rant because
she's a repeat user. She got away. She fucking got free and she had to come back. It's like an addiction with these women.
A year ago was completely different. My mindset a year ago was completely different. I felt like that stuff was okay, and you know, now that I'm transitioning, there's some times where I'm like fighting myself where I see certain comments, but I can't just change overnight. I think that video, because it was a rant and I didn't really say
too much intro for a short and sweet video. Like, the video is only 12 minutes long.
The negative things about OnlyFans, and honestly why you should never make an OnlyFans, like ever.
Okay, first of all, she shouldn't be telling other people what to do just because she has a negative experience. But let's go ahead and hear her out. Maybe there's some kind of overarching thing that applies to every single human on the planet. Let's go. Also, by the way, this seems like a small creator, or at least a creator that isn't really used to creating yet or something by the way she edits and talks and stuff. Anyone watching this now or later, please don't send her any hate or anything. I'm gonna do good enough to talk shit about her, but it's gonna be very, it's more balanced when I do it. I don't want people like bothering her or whatever. Not that I'm a big creator anymore, but still, you know, I'm not trying to hate on her. We're hating on her ideas.
For me, if I'm not getting judged,
guys, the one nail. Oh, she has a thumbnail too, so she has 2 nails total. That's gonna ruin your experience watching this video now because you're not gonna be able to unsee it.
I'm not growing. That's how I feel. Like,
you know what's not growing? Her one nail.
But it should be like advice of like how to grow. There's some times where it's just,
let's see how much her advice makes people grow.
Hurtful comments made, like, oh, you can't call yourself a Christian if you're doing this and that, and that's why. And
the crux of it all, she believes in the spaghetti monster. All right.
I remember years ago, one of my best friends, her name is Carol.
Damn, she just straight said that bitch's name is Carol.
And I remember her telling me so many times, she said, girl.
Honestly, with the nail though, I can't talk. At least I'm going to fix mine, and I have all the other ones.
Finally, I did it. Like, within the first couple months, like right when I made it, I was making 10 bands a month. Like I was making
bands.
Such
wait,
easy, quick.
Are bands 1,000 or are bands 100? I don't know the jargon. 10K a month she was making. Okay.
Basically posting the same things I was posting on Instagram, and
what?
This is OnlyFans has a reputation. That's the thing. When you hear of an OnlyFans, you're automatically, or even a private Snapchat, you're automatically thinking like there's porn, there's nudes, there's sex tapes all on this thing.
Yeah, okay, if you go to a website that's specifically branded for adult content and then expect to be one of the successful creators that doesn't do the nude content, of course you're gonna have like a lot of hype at first and then it's gonna die off. But someone who actually like makes their page transparent about what they're creating, they're gonna have a stable and hopefully growing subscriber base. What? If you're on OnlyFans, you're basically kind of insinuating, at least to everyone in their mind, that like, oh, this girl is gonna like be taking dick or at least doing JOIs, stuff like that, you know, things that you would see normally, typically on OnlyFans. If you're not doing that, you have to expressly state it. Otherwise, you're gonna have people show it like just going in for the question mark. Like, I would never put on my page like, oh yeah, like maybe or maybe not I'm doing like fucking hardcore porn. Like, everything I do on my page is like listed there. So if you see something that you don't like or you don't see something that you would want to see, don't sign up. Like, transparency. What the fuck? It's a scam because fucking her friend was like, oh yeah, brand yourself right. She didn't brand herself right. And then she went on a porn site and didn't make porn. And then people were like, oh, here's 10 bands, but like, we don't want to pay you anymore because you're not making the content we want to make. Like, you could just make the content that they want to make, or you could not misrepresent your page. I don't know. This doesn't seem like an OnlyFans problem. This seems like a her problem.
They're really subscribing just to see the hype, right? They're trying to see if they can see your nudes. They're trying to see if they can see your sex tape.
Why are you not saying whether or not you can see the nudes or the sex tapes on there? What?
being that girl and doing those things and making that a full-time job where you're basically going to be transitioning into a porn star. Number 2, people are going to...
She didn't even finish that thought. Unless you're going to do that, what? Don't go on OnlyFans, I would assume. But number 2, people can steal your content. Yeah, why are you okay, so this happens a lot. You need to do some research before you sign up to websites.
Whoever subscribes to your account can take your pictures and screenshot and screen record whatever you do.
She should know this before ever even getting on the fucking internet. She should know this about texting. She should know this about the entirety of the internet. People can screenshot things, replicate them, sell them, misrepresent them, edit them. That's the nature of the internet. So don't text anyone or even be on Instagram at all if you don't know that. That's insane.
Because if I go and message them and say, can you take this all down out of
Why is she
the kindness
messaging
of
them?
your heart, because I've transitioned and I'm giving my life over to God and I don't want the stuff.
She's giving her life over to God now. You know, you can fucking DMCA that shit. Like, I've gotten so many Reddits taken down. And the weird thing is you kind of have to decide what you do and don't want to take down. Like, I leave a lot of stuff up because it's good marketing, actually. Like, people go on Reddit and it's basically like they are promoting a little bit of my stuff for me without me having to do that work or have like my friend Red do that work because he like does the promotion stuff for me sometimes. But like, you either like that or you don't, and then you just like gotta, it's like part of the job. I don't know.
I bet they don't give a crap about
How
how
they don't
I
give a
feel.
crap.
So your stuff is on the internet for life and you have to be okay with that. If you have a little girl one day and you want your little girl never to do stuff like that, but they type in mommy's name and all that stuff pops up.
The amount of people who don't think about this, is astonishing. Do you really go into a career path or anything at all in life without thinking about the drawbacks or what could happen or like planning for the future? Like, this is so insane. Okay, so if I was making this video, because I could very much make this video with like similar points but more concise and better spoken, I would be like, reasons why you might not want to open an OnlyFans page or reasons to not open an OnlyFans page. But like, to say like, this is the reason why no one should ever do it, and then be like all this fucking obvious shit, like, and then she did it without knowing this obvious shit. Like, how did you not know? How was there ever a point in life where this isn't like common sense, or you did the research before just jumping into something that could ruin your child's future, your ability to connect with your spaghetti monster in the sky? Like, come on.
What are you gonna do?
That was a perfect place to stop. What are you gonna do? That's like basically how I see this chick.
And so even if I shut it all down, there's accounts that are frauding and pretending to be me to make money off of those photos and videos that I had made. 3, that is a hard reputation to break. Like, I don't know how.
She didn't put the title of number 3 on the screen like she did with the rest of it. Bless her heart, she must be new at content creation. The cuts are pretty rough too, but who cares about that? Okay, so I would be completely fine with this if she was like happy with her choices and then like was just making a cautionary tale, because that's the fucking prerogative I would come from. I would be like, this works for me, but it's not gonna work for everyone because these things, you know? And it would be a brain dead video because I thought this was common sense. But like, this bitch is coming at it from like this is so crazy, guys, did you know this could happen? Like, I went in thinking it was gonna be like easy peasy lemon squeezy, everyone was gonna love my decisions, no one was gonna take my videos, everyone was gonna come in and just pay me 10 bands to like see me clothed, and then that didn't happen, guys. What the hell? I gotta talk about this in a video to make sure everyone else knows. It's like, what the fuck?
You're going to lose respect. I didn't have a lot of respect because of just like reputation on YouTube and drama. Like,
if you don't have respect because of whatever you're doing with your body or your career, then you're with the wrong people who don't respect you in the first place. Yeah, lose respect from who? Her friends? Her family? Fuck those people then. Find new people. She clearly just doesn't respect herself.
you are a brand. Whether you have any followers or not, you are still a brand. Like, you're your name. Like, you have to be very picky and have high standards of what you want people to know you as.
Why are we giving advice on how to do it? She said not to do it. Why is she giving us advice on doing it now?
So if you do that and you try to break free from that, there are people that are going to remember and keep that over your head that you ever chose to make that decision in your life.
Really shitty people in her life. I feel really bad for her. Like, she clearly just wanted to make money, and I don't know how she feels about showing her booty. Clearly she has like some shame about it, but I don't know if that shame is her own. And this is actually making me a little sad. Oh man.
I see like a huge drop in my income if I don't do OnlyFans, and I feel stuck sometimes that I have to continue to do OnlyFans in order to make any money.
Yes, that's how it works. That's like saying, like, oh my god, So I was a chef for a while at like a Michelin 5-star restaurant, which by the way, do you know it's the same company as like the Michelin tires? Like, why did that get conflated? That's fucking weird. But anyway, like, I was a chef at a Michelin 5-star restaurant and like I didn't want to do it anymore. And then so I wanted to like work at McDonald's as just like what are they called? Like the fucking the person that puts the shit, like I guess the chef at fucking McDonald's. Like, but I just feel like I'm not gonna get the income I get there if I fucking don't go be a Michelin 5-star. What the fuck? Like, yeah, no shit. Like, if you do the lesser fucking job, you're gonna make less money. Yeah, you can either make money, and sometimes making money means making hard decisions and making sacrifices. Like, a lot of the jobs that make a fuck ton of money that are like above board, they cause you constant stress, make you work weekends, and fucking take your like will to live away. There's fucking trade-offs for every choice you make, and that's why it's not just like an easy choice to do OnlyFans. Because yeah, first of all, anything where you're your own brand and you're working for yourself is going to be hard to break into the industry, and that should be like common sense. There's this girl at my gym. She works at like beeping us in at the reception desk at the gym or whatever. I was wearing my OnlyFans hat one day and she said, "Oh my god, are you an OnlyFans creator?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Realistically, how much money could I make on there?" But I was like, "I don't know. I think if you worked really hard at it, you could definitely at least make minimum wage." And her face just dropped because I was being realistic. I was like, I think a cute young girl working with me to like promote her for a little bit so she gets off the ground, because you need a mainstream source of branding and like interest, or you need like friends to work with that'll like, you know, push you or whatever, friends that already have a following. And her face just dropping was like, bitch, what the fuck did you think? You are like no offense, you're like a 6 maximum working in a fucking gym. You think you could just like open an OnlyFans and then bada bing bada boom, you're a fucking millionaire? That's extra. I thought she was gonna be happy because I was telling her that she could make a lot more than most people make. I'm like, bro, you could probably make what you're making here at the fucking gym working for yourself. But she probably heard, oh, you have to sacrifice your sense of self to be a slut, and then all you're making is the same money you're making at the fucking gym. Like, I would not be able to work a regular job like that. So for me, this is way better. I don't know.
Yeah, so there's times where like it gets to me and I know it's the enemy. I know it's the devil.
The devil and Tara Babcock are synonymous because I'm saying you should keep doing it.
Like, if I want to be anything, like I can't be a teacher. I can't be a teacher. I know I could be a rapper because
those are the jobs she could think of. Rapper? Oh man, I mean, the devil and Tara Babcock are pretty much the same thing anyway. I feel bad for her, honestly. To be so not down to earth, to think that you're just gonna open an OnlyFans and make a ton of money and like be against it morally, but like it's gonna be okay, and your whole family and your whole community is against it morally, and you're just gonna like be okay with that. I don't know.
And then the 5th one is just you're worth more, and that's something that
I hate this argument. You're worth more. Where does it say in doing sex work objectively that you are not doing something worthy of yourself, or that you are worth less because you do that? Like, I do not feel like I have low self-worth or anything like that. I just don't moralize it like that. So the fact that, you know, like religion and so all these places make it like, oh, it has to be sacred, or nudity is like gross or a sin, or like, that's insane to me that people internalize that so hard that they're like, you could be more. And it's like, is it really more to be miserable trying to be a doctor just to fucking satisfy your family when that's not what you love? You're not working for yourself. You're busting your ass. You have high student debt, student loans. They're worth more. I think the only time you are not doing something that like represents your worth is if you're unhappy and it doesn't fit your personality and someone else is trying to tell you to do it. So I don't feel at all like I need to be doing more. First of all, what's the idea of everyone needing to be more in life? It's so fucking narcissistic to think that like every person needs to be an amount of something. Like they need to be more in life. Like you're just a fucking speck floating on a rock, floating in the fucking universe. You don't need to be anything. And there's no more or less. It's just, does this vibe with me or does it not? I do not understand those like, you could be so much more. You could do so much more with your life. I feel like if I did anything else, I'd be doing a lot less. Like literally.
You're worth more than like people paying to see like your body and stuff. Like your body is worth so much more.
So hide it and don't do anything with it and don't make money and don't enjoy it and don't have a reason to take care of it better. Like don't get compliments on it. Don't like, what the fuck? It's so weird. No one's like this with anything else. So I've always felt like sexuality is kind of it's like artistic to me. It's obviously very sexual too, but it's also artistic to me. So like making a really hot picture and the way I edit it, and like sometimes doing like cosplay and stuff, like that feels like art to me. And no other venue or avenue in life do people say, hide this thing that you're proud of, hide this thing that you're proud of, otherwise you're worthless. Like nobody hides their art, you know? You want your art to be seen by like as many fucking people as possible. And with me, the way that I fucking like, I like min-max being healthy and like have always been working on my appearance, and I basically feel like I'm a character creator in life. Why would I want to hide that? It's insane.
Not much different than just like prostitution, honestly.
Okay, but the barrier of prostitution is that there's so many more risks. I still don't moralize that. Like there's legal brothels here in Nevada. I don't moralize that kind of shit. I just think that it really sucks if you have to put yourself in a position where not the moral stigma, but you're literally at risk of bodily harm if you're on the corner of the street or something when it's not regulated. Like that's scary. That's the difference. That's why I would never be a hooker on the street, but I would definitely do OnlyFans. It makes no sense.
Guys on there treat you like you are a prostitute. They do ask you to do explicit things for money. And
okay, so I think everyone sells their body for their job, whether it's a highly demanding physical labor job that requires you to basically injure yourself in order to make money and you're making a very low pay. That's part of selling your body. If you're a fucking newscaster or something, you're selling your identity, the way you look. You have to be a certain way. You basically can't be yourself because you gotta like keep up the image. If you're a fucking doctor or a lawyer, you're stressed out like crazy. You're fucking, if you're not a partner or whatever, you're at the whim of the partners. You're working way more than you should just to like prove yourself. There's a bunch of fucking politics involved. Everyone is selling their body, their mind, their soul when they go into work. And the way you can sell your body the least, in my opinion, is to work for your fucking self. And so I feel like OnlyFans is way less of a toxic way of selling your body than most other jobs, especially physical labor type jobs.
And you're treated like just like for their pleasure.
You are making content for their pleasure. It's a transactional thing just like anything else. Oh my god, you know when I worked at Starbucks, they would come in and treat me like a barista. They would come in and like throw orders at me and they would be like, okay, give me my order, and then they would leave and they wouldn't even acknowledge that I'm also an actor, songwriter, teacher. They didn't care about me. They just cared about my coffee. Like, dude, what the fuck? Okay, first of all, that's not even my experience. I think people on my pages, on my spicy pages, because I can't say it, are really nice. I have very few assholes, and like that comes with every job. So I think I have less assholes than if I was working like a drive-through window. Like honestly, like every job where you're working at all with other people, you're gonna experience assholes, and I feel like I experience less. I don't know, maybe because she's scamming people. Maybe she's pissing people off so much because they're like, oh, she made an OnlyFans, let's go check this out, and then she's literally like not doing anything.
Every decision that you make is going to affect you.
Did you just realize that this is a thing in life? Every decision that you make is going to affect you. Probably best to think about it before you just jump into it, because booty pics are getting likes, right?
There are problems that come later in the future with an OnlyFans. Like that's just facts. If you think you're gonna make an OnlyFans and there's not gonna be problems, there's gonna be problems.
It's so funny that videos like this have to exist, because it's so obvious that yes, you can run into relational problems and you can run into societal problems with something as taboo and as obviously taboo as OnlyFans. Why does no one make videos about how lonely and how many divorces that female lawyers have? Because they only care about their job until they realize that they want kids, and then they can't settle down anymore because their personality is basically that of a man, and they don't know how to like submit at all, like not in a toxic way, but like submit at all to the man. So they end up having like a toxic marriage, and then they break up, and then they have kids from that marriage, and like no one's ever talking about the non-obvious shit that's bad about certain jobs and certain lifestyles. Everyone's just talking about the obvious shit that actually isn't that bad and like overplaying it, you know? Like it's so weird to me.
Like I'm really just trying to grow up and make healthier decisions for myself.
At the end of the video, I'm gonna try to be more nuanced and more charitable to this girl. We're gonna say some nice things about her. Really like her lips, her eyes. She's got a really cute nose. Like I like that. I like the nose. I want the little wider, but then like this is smaller. Like I like her nose a lot. I don't hate this girl, obviously. She got me fired up because it's something that like it's a little bit of annoying thing to constantly hear this. And you get a lot of love from videos like this. And it's just like, are people really that silly to think that OnlyFans shouldn't be marketing the people who are making millions on it as a company because some dumb like 20-year-old girls are going to get on there and think they can make millions without even having a following on Instagram? Like, I'm glad that this girl's growing up. It's really sad to me to hear that she's being bashed by like Christian followers or Christian whatever, because you absolutely can, obviously, even within the faith that I don't believe in, flying spaghetti monster shit, change and repent and fucking have a relationship with God, even if you're doing that stuff currently. So it sucks that people are like, you know, fuck you can't be part of this like label or whatever. I feel bad for her and her nails. Hopefully she gets that fixed soon. Yeah, I feel bad for this girl. I'm glad that she's growing up. She's clearly very young. I just wish that people would think before they make any kind of decision, especially one so glaringly full of consequences as this. Like, obviously she was just like drunk on the likes from the booty pics and decided to like jump into this. I think that's hilarious. So yeah, no hate her way. And for those of you watching on YouTube later, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, bye.